Hey, what's up, everybody? I know y'all wondering about the title of the video and things like that. And I think probably those that probably watching the pre-recorded episode of this, will get the point of why I'm doing this video and explaining more to myself. Because normally I would have been going to a wrestling event today, but like I told people on live that it was the best for me not to go anywhere today. So yeah, it's like me, Hazel, and my therapist just think that I'm better off just not going anywhere today and all that because how can I explain this and like how can I explain who is Artrell Jones? Of course, Artrell Jones is me. Um, but like how can I explain this and as some of y'all probably will see like on my screen here like it says mental health, mental health, mental health. So yeah, today I was really suffering from it, and it's been like all my life I just been holding, how I feel like Amy, like if I'm gonna say something or am I gonna say something wrong to somebody, or if I'm gonna say how I feel, what's the reaction gonna be? And I did that as I was a kid, but it's like most of the times it doesn't work out because people will make no fun of me, and you just get to that point when you like growing a little bit older and don't understand like what was wrong with you and thinking like okay, I'm just I'm just different. But the problem is probably back then when I was a child there wasn't this much talk about mental illness or anything like that, or didn't even know anything. Well, probably some people did know about it, but it just wasn't talking about it enough. So it's just insane. So yeah, as y'all can see, my medication for like mental healthness and sometimes help me sleep is in here. But it seems like lately sometimes taking this medication is not enough. You probably just need like help. I do have my therapist, but like ever since maybe what like 2010 probably, well 2009 2010, I knew I needed help at some point, but I just didn't know how serious it was until around the summer of 2011. And around that time I not only that I lost a child, but I also lost a part of me and lost my mind. And like I said, I knew in my like late 20s that something was wrong with me, but just didn't know how to figure it out. And like I said, I went to Social Security and needed help, and plus it was hard for me to get a decent job, and also hard for me to actually focus on the job because the problem is like it's hard for me to focus. My focus can go like elsewhere in a matter of seconds. Then try to get back to focus. So yeah, it's just really hard. It really is. Hey, what's up, No No? So mainly, as some of y'all don't know who just joined us or do know that I suffer from mental illness, and I think some of y'all probably can tell because sometimes like my speech is not like always 100% correct. Sometimes I do like slip when I talk, and it's because like the brain just like it's not like scribble scrabble, but it's like right there, and it's like you want to say what you want to get out of you right away, like it happens. But back to like this mental health issue that I have. They didn't know like how it happened because normally some people end up born with it by if if parents did like your mom did like certain things like drugs or anything like that, but that wasn't the case. So it ended up like developing when I was 2 years old. Thanks, no. But the issue was that I ended up developing this since I was like 2 years old, and doctors to this day then still don't know how I end up getting to this mental illness. So it could have been lead poison, or I could have been born with this already, but just didn't it like kind of like ruined my development slowly. So it just could have been anything that I could have got to like this issue. But as I mentioned earlier, like I am different. I know that, and I am special. I know that, and I may see like normal to you, but like going on in my head is like really not right. It really isn't, and I think it affects me more is like my emotions. Like my therapist don't think it is, but I think it is, and maybe it's because holding things back for like all these years, including how my childhood was and what happened to me in my preteens, and my troubles when I was 19, and just so on and so on. And it's like in my trouble where I was like in my late teens, I'm just like just really needed to get a second chance, and it was really my wake up call. So it was like my wake up call, but I don't think that yeah, yeah, and that's what happened today. But I will get to that point in a bit. Um, like after my troubles and it's just like all that stuff. I didn't get jail time for it. It was just mainly like probation, and I tried to straighten my life out ever since. But I don't know. It's like development of the brain that just teaches you to think like everything else, and I try to do the best of my ability to at least grow up faster than I should. But I think one of the issues that I was involved with certain wrong person to didn't have that thing, because I was like doing my thing and like just being like good and stuff. Hey JJ, like I was just like doing my doing my thing, like work, and maybe hang out with certain friends and like a certain individual, and and just like it wasn't just like the confidence. It's just like I was just being like myself, and I don't know how, but like after high school, and I wouldn't say I was a little bit of a rebel, but I just ended up coming more and more of myself. Oh yeah, I will get to that in a bit. I will explain everything, but I guess like you grow a little bit older and older, like you still want to hang on to, not just being, that like youngin, because high school, it wasn't that great for me. Like like I have no problems with the teachers or nothing, but because I think part of it was like my fault anyway, just trying to like fit in with the crowd. But I should have just focus on what I need to do. So the teachers wasn't to blame for my downfall in high school. It was the crowd that I was around, like students and stuff. Um, I think I did too much crying today, so I'm out of tears at the moment. But if I do, then it's probably because of the story that I'm telling. Um, like I said, I tried to, get my well, yes and no, but I'm explaining everything right now. Um, so trying to think what. Okay, of course, like trying to get your like life together, which I was, and I didn't know that it was going to be this much of a challenge, especially if you got some people that bring up your past and like to throw it at you, and you really just try to move on. But my past wasn't that much of a problem until I talked to certain around the people in the wrestling business. But that's something that we will get into like the other time, another time. So, well, before I get to everything else, I'm just going to go back a little bit and how I found out that I have mental illness. Um, just out of nowhere, like exactly when I turned 18, you know, my mom had finally told me. She told me that yeah, I was suffering from mental illness, and the issue was, and plus, as y'all know about the Social Security and whatever, I was getting money for it. I didn't know anything about this until she told me that like some of the money I'm gonna give to you, and the rest of it I'm gonna put it towards rent or something like that. Looking at it back then, it's like okay, fair enough. And then again, I don't know like how much I was getting monthly for this thing until I was officially like getting it. So, excuse me. So kind of like close to life was like out of high school. Like I was getting it and things like that, and just kind of get what I needed to get, and plus, I was working part time and going to school too. It was, okay, it was worked out, and it was going to be to a point that like I wanted to move out and move my own place. My mom stopped me because it was like getting to that point that I wanted to leave, and because I didn't see like anything worth for me staying with my mom, because it's like at that point I was like, I don't believe this. Like I know something's wrong with me, but I don't think it's like that serious. So it was like I guess it's just a way like how my childhood was. I just decided, what, I'm gonna move out and I'm gonna be on my own, and I think I'm gonna want my own freedom. That's how it was to me. Then I just explained about my troubles and stuff, and figure out like that having this mental illness, it developed like worse and worse. It was just so bad. It was like at one point while I was at work, a person had an attitude, so I fired back. And I had to pause myself what I was going to fully say, and was just thinking that, okay, something ain't right. Because normally I'm chill and I'm calm. So I knew something was wrong, but it's like, at the time, it was like, okay, I'm going to deal with this later. But right now, I need to work, you know, pay bills and try to do what I need to do with my life and all that. And plus, there's times, you want to like have like a stable relationship and stuff, and at times it just didn't work that way back then in my 20s. So, but that's then as y'all know, I met the beautiful lady that's in a different room right now in my late 20s. Part of me like couldn't handle it because it's like, okay, does this person like me for who I am, or is this person just like everybody else? So it was hard for me to deal with, and I was just like scared, the heartaches and stuff that I dealt with my relationship before this one, 2 years before, and it was just like the mental mind just saying something like, no, it's like this how this can work, or how, or anything like that. But fast forward to 2012. Um, it was both of ours like worst day of our life. Of course, I was just mentioning like a little bit ago that we did lose a son, and I guess I try to be strong for the both of us. But part of me tried his best, and the other part of me is like just felt weak, and the mental mind was like start surfing, and it was up to a point. Although I had this thought since I was a teenager, for a while, yes, she did help me. I don't know why I'm saying for a while. It was just because just part of me still don't feel right to this day. So yeah, we lost a son. I know she was blaming herself for the loss, and I never ever blame her for that. And
You didn't have to.
I know I didn't have to, but that wasn't the thing. I guess it's like me trying to be stronger. The tune was like really was affecting me as well. But I just try to put on this brave face and be like, we can be strong. He will always, be in my memories, and you know, he's still with me in spirit. So it did took a little bit affecting me too, so bad that I was nearly trying to kill myself. So she stopped me, and we just thought it was time for me to seriously, like get help. So I did get help, and although the what I forgot they call it, the behavior house, or whatever you call it, like the mental health behavior area where you used to,
Behavioral therapy.
yeah, I like went to them, and they did diagnosis on me, and saying that I can take this, I can take that, but since I wasn't on no medical plan or anything like that, they set me up with something like with Badger Care, and my health insurance was like just cover most of what I needed, like doctor visits, medications, and also like therapy visits. So I think the problem was, I didn't meet the right like therapists or anything like that. Not saying they was all bad, but it's just like certain ones, it just felt off a little bit. Like I couldn't fully be, me, or I can't fully explain like my issues. So half of the therapists I couldn't, be fully myself. But there was one before I was moving on to this next one. It was like a therapist I went to was on the kind of like south side, as we kind of call it, like the Latinville, like the Latino area, and she was good. She was good, but unfortunately, my insurance, like after I moved, like my insurance couldn't cover her, and it was time to find somebody else. So it was that therapist that was like doing real good and helping me. That it was time to look for like others. But anyways, so holding like how I felt from the time I can start I have remembered things till today. I was just really holding it in. And for those of you that just joined, like one of the things I was holding in, I was holding in, that I finally found out about my mental illness at 18, and find out about my troubles in my late teens. The some Most of y'all probably don't even know this, but my abuse while I was in my preteens wasn't like a big celebration like to talk about, but it was like one of those things that just really happened. And I just couldn't didn't know how to face it. I really didn't. It was like no way that I could have like. I know I couldn't face it by myself, but I did anyway. And I guess like after it all like ended, I kind of moved on. But part of me was like still holding it in, but I can move on from it and like go forward. And I was fine about that for a while. Our systems in America are complete garbage. You should have been able to keep the lady if she actually helped you and worked for you. Oh yeah, yeah. Because I probably will be keep on going to this lady to this day if it wasn't for my insurance. But the therapist I'm with now is more helpful as well. So it's like they're like about the same as each other, but this therapist I got now, I'm opening up to her more than ever. Which it was like other therapists is like it took me very slowly to just to see who they are and see if they can be a little bit more judgmental than most. Thank you, JJ. Um, excuse me. But it was just some of the therapists is just like either I think they was being like too judgmental or not understanding my point of view. So yeah, it was kind of hard. Oh yeah, that is true. No, but I think like here in Wisconsin, the health thing with here was like way different than it is everybody else, and like especially Canada, they end up getting like free health services and stuff like that, and it just we're here. It's all messed up. It really is. It's like I know there's some jobs that that can cover it and things like that, but for people like myself, like we didn't know like who to like turn to for like coverages until they start doing this Badger Care and stuff. Like I said, I didn't know anything about it until it was time for me to like that I needed help. So fast forward to I would have to say fast forward to today, which all the stuff that I was holding in today, uh it needed to come out, and plus like there were things that I was just so trying to be strong about that at one point it just came out. Thank you, JJ. So, holding on from the the way my childhood was, the way I was treated at school, um, knowing that something was wrong about me, but try to redirect it to something else, and you know, um, nearly failed in high school, which I try to pick myself back up on in the senior year because then again, like I said, I follow with the wrong crowd and try to because people get teased and stuff in the high school and things like that. Like my freshman year, like I was like wearing to wear what I wanted to wear that I thought was comfortable, and I got teased for it. I did like change that, wearing like the right clothes that's supposed to fit, society, and like sophomore and junior year, I was slacking with school, but part of it was not because trying to fit in, but other part of it was at the time what I didn't know was my mental health. So yeah, that's the thing. Then I woke up one day and like my senior year is just like no, 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 no. I'm screwing up, and I need to get myself back on track. That I really need to graduate and become something of myself because out of everybody in my family, I could have been the second male in my whole like circle, but with when it comes to my mom, I would have been the first to actually graduate high school because none of my aunties and stuff didn't graduate from high school until my uncle. He was the first male out of my grandma's kids that graduated out of high school, and out of me, my brother, and my sister on my mom's side. Thanks, JJ. You're my YouTube brother as well. Um, but like out of my mom's kids and stuff like that, I was the first male in my generation to graduate high school. Everybody else except for my it was my cousin. He graduated later, ended up going to college, but didn't finish. Um, then there's my oldest cousin on my mom's side. She graduated, and I'm trying to think. I don't think everybody else had graduated. I think everybody else, just dropped out. I know my brother did, and I know my sister did. No, no, no. My sister graduated, but just didn't, finish or anything like that. And like, she didn't want to go to like college or anything like that after that. So, yeah. But back to today. Okay, it was something that I guess me and the lady were talking, and it just something I just had to burst out while I was saying. I didn't catch myself. It was just like as soon as I said it, it was like in my mind, it was like a breath of fresh air, but at the same time, it wasn't the right way to come at come at it. It wasn't the right way to go with it. So just got into like arguments and stuff. Because when it comes to arguments, I am not that good about it. I'm known to will be the person that be like want to punch somebody in the face. But I'm somewhat getting better at that. Although I never hit my lady or anything like that, or any of the women that I've been with, I never hit them. Like that's not me. And And also that just got me to point, like I said, at my breaking point that I mentioned earlier, when I, started to get help, I quit drinking that same year too. Because part of me saw what my dad was and still is, that I needed to stop drinking, that I couldn't do it anymore. But do I still have a craving for like a beer every now and then? That's why they're non alcoholic beers. But like when it comes to alcohol, I don't miss it. Although I had crazy dreams about me like slipping and drinking alcohol, but it's just like I'd rather have like I'm okay with a non-alcoholic beer, but if the drink is like non-alcoholic, I'm okay with that too, just as long as there's no alcohol in it. So I'm okay with that. But okay, thank you for everything, JJ. Um, but I ended up saying, something so bad. It was just like the anger that I hold in was released. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the anger felt good to release. Like I said, just holding everything back to what I did with my childhood all the way to now. It was good. You kind of realize what you say too, and you feel bad at the same time. So it was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna try to like start an argument. I'm gonna do it by text because I thought it would be more better than that because with me apparently I have this certain tone that it makes like I'm seeing that I'm shouting, but I'm actually not. Um, yeah, my tone goes like in a different direction. I don't know if I'm like tone deaf or anything like that, but I think the issue is that I sound like one way, but not trying to sound that way, but end up sounding like something else. So that's just one of the things I just needed to keep control of and try to get better. So I text. Then we after that we all started. Well, me and the wife just started talking, and I was at the point that I'm gonna do something crazy. So I was like, okay, let me take a shower, cool off, calm down, and get back to that subject later. So I took a shower, and I was in there longer than usual because it was at a point I started crying. And like I said, it felt good to like get that emotion out because it made me help me better. But yeah, I was just crying in the shower and just crying and crying that I broke down. But I thought, the shower was going to cool me down. It didn't. And I was like, I'm on my last resort. So I needed to call my therapist. So went in the room, shut the door, ended up calling my therapist and just told her what happened today. And it's some things she said that really stick to home, and like I tell myself that every day, but it just seems like at times you just get frustrated with life. And I know celebrities today, some of them like celebrities, musicians, and stuff like that. They take drugs and stuff just trying to find their way to cope. But there's something else that helps me cope, but I don't think is no. I haven't been fishing before, but I have a friend that was a neighborhood friend that goes fishing every now and then. But I don't think with my mind, I don't think I have the patience for it. So fishing and me, would not work. I know it's helpful for everybody else, but it just wouldn't be helpful for me. And kind of sucks because I won't mind like doing that every now and then, but I don't think it will really help me because I ain't got the patience. It's just the same thing like if you go to like camping and stuff like that. I don't have the patience for that either. And but I had never been camping, but I just know that my patience is not that good out there. Like any other thing, I have patience with, but just with certain things like that, I would not have the patience. Is I will go nuts. But oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's what wrestling and basketball does for me. It really helps me. So that's why like I'm big in sports and like basketball and wrestling. Football is so because some people when it comes to football, they take it too seriously like it's paying them a check or something. And so normally I will watch like other teams and tomorrow I know it's a Super Bowl, but I'm not gonna watch. I'm probably will watch like the closing moments of it, but I'm not gonna watch football. I'm not gonna do that because it's just so sad. And plus, they got sports betting and stuff going on today, which probably make the person like even worse. I'm just glad I don't, gamble when it comes to that because I am not that good of a gambler and I rather just play the slot machines and casinos or buy a lottery ticket than try to do that. So yeah, I'm not going to bet on sports. I'm not a great sports gambler or anything like that. So I'm just like, nope. You have to have Tubi on the more people watching might get more free games on Tubi. Hmm. I didn't even thought of that. So that's a good point, no. I probably will end up doing that at some point. But as my therapist, tried to help me, and that's why she's the best. Although a few of the things she was saying, I was just like, okay, this because I know me, and it's not gonna work. But when you think about it really hard, and I try to be more into like God more than I ever been. But I think I'm kind of like slipping a little bit, just because times in life like gets hard, and it's just yeah, I am lucky, and I just don't know why she still put up with me with all of this, and like the problem is like I put myself as like being difficult to deal with. Like with a lot of my relationships, I was just like difficult to deal with. But some of the women that dump me, I can get over it. But if I'm like was really like passionate about when I was in the relationship and really cared, like some of it was my fault because of my mental illness, and they don't even know. I don't even think some of them know as this day that I have like mental issues. But I guess I found the one that deal with my mental issues, and part of me at times just think like I don't think like she can help enough because I'm feel like at times that I'm so far gone that nobody can deal with me and nobody can help me. And like with my mom is like she think I wasn't that difficult to deal with, but I know I was. Like some of the stuff I don't remember, but just the way I feel and like just thinking about stuff in the past that just pops up and just comes out of nowhere. I know I was too difficult to deal with. I knew I was. And plus, I'm sorry, but it's like my brother and my sister, they was treated like they couldn't do no wrong, but I was treated different, and I know why now, and I understand it. But I guess if I was thinking back then at the time, I just, I guess I'm not that upset now, but I know why I was upset back then because it seems like I just couldn't be trusted, and it really affected me because to this day, there's times I don't even trust myself. And like you said, that's carry on through like how you were raised too, because that's what my mom was raising me, and that's what it made seem like that I just couldn't trust myself, especially try to get your license and stuff like that. I was only very close to like getting like a learner's permit, and it took me up until I was 40 years old to get a license. And not saying that, better late than never, but that's kind of bad. If you have your sister driving and you have your brother driving before you, but my brothers on my no, dad's side, except for the second, not the youngest one, but the one that came after me, he's the only one out of the four of us. But I should say not no five of us. There's two of the five of us on my father's side because I do have a sister, and I lost all her contacts and stuff like that, so I don't even know like where to start looking for her. Only thing I know that she's in Chicago. Um, and then again, my original page is gone due to troubling with the some of the indie wrestlers around here. Some of them are a bunch of idiots anyway. But besides the point, um, yeah, that's what it was. And like on my father's side and my mother's side, I'm the oldest of both sides, and I don't think like maybe I could have been a little bit better, like be there for like all my brothers and sisters. But I guess it was the way I treated it. It's just like I can't be like a role model to them. I think at one point I think I was a role model to my brother, but I don't think I was good enough because at the time I didn't know what I was dealing with. I didn't know what was causing me, has such crazy behavior. And it was just one of those parts that like I'm doing my own thing and just trying to get myself together and do what I need to do. And I guess all this time, it's like I try to make my mother proud while I was in school, and like I promised myself for my mom that although I was getting teased at school, I was not going to try my best not to get to any fights. And there were a few times I was just like, I just couldn't do it. But when it was like around my house, like I'm not at school, if you mess with me, I'm gonna mess with you. That's how it was. But I guess when people like in school and stuff like that and stuff, they put like different personas. Like one, at home and around there, I was cool with everybody and like wasn't shy or anything like that. But when it was comes to school, I have like a different personality. Like I'm shy and you know, um, but I also have at the same time had these like outbursts that I need to say something to be funny and try to get along with everybody. So I was just thinking like that personality that I have while I'm at home is not good to have at school because I think I would lose like focus on everything. And the sad thing was, it was part of that, did cause, like I mentioned earlier, did cause me, to almost not graduate from high school. And yeah, so like overall today it's like I try to do my best when it comes to like help with like mental health and stuff like that. Um, it was one point that we ended up doing these the green ribbons, because that does represent mental health, and mental health month is in May, and I think mental health day is sometime somewhere in October. I'm not sure which date, but that's something I probably got to look up on. So I think like from this point on, I'm gonna try to do more like you know get like help with like try to help people with their mental health, and also it will help me at the same time from like everybody else experience and things like that from what they went through for the experience that I did not get when I was a kid. Like I had like speech classes and stuff like that while I was a kid, but like after that, like in middle school and high school, I really did needed it, but it wasn't the case. And
Mental Health Awareness Month is May, and
yeah.
Mental Health Awareness Day is October 10th.
Oh, October 10th. Okay. So it was just stuff that I just needed to come out, and like the thing was, like I said, with today, normally I'll be at like at a wrestling show by now, but and it's probably like close to the no said Cheerio.
Okay.
Um, but I just think some people, when it comes, the drama I have with like independent wrestling from people here all the way through, some people that I thought were my friends wasn't. They just mainly just like there from them just being a friend just for them selfish reasons. Relationships that I've been into that I think they just wasn't ready for me, or few of the times I caused myself with some relationships, and yeah, it's like it all depends like who's watching and stuff, but some of my relationships, well, I should say most of them, I apologize for. As right now, I'm just saying that I apologize. Like you probably didn't know what you was dealing with, or I was like in denial on who I was. But because I learned over the years, even like in high school, I learned like being yourself is more worth it than you try to be when it comes to your friends and stuff like that. Like I said, I learned that in high school, and I did learn it in my 20s, and still learn it today. But like being yourself is the healthiest and best thing that you can do with your life. And I know everybody has a past and stuff like that too. But I think just sad that just people like myself is like paying for it like every single day, especially when it comes to the government and all the politics and stuff like that. It's just really like that, because you got your people that's just like we don't like what you did, get out of here, blah blah blah. Or you got people that's more understanding and understand that situation you was in, and still cool with you to this day, which I'm happy with. And the funny thing is, like my former best friend, I told him about, something that I was in trouble for, but I didn't tell him the full detail. And plus, he didn't know about my mental illness either, but I knew that something was off with him. And I am glad that he did end the friendship when he did, because there was times it's like I wanted to end the friendship, but it was just like, you know what, I'm gonna try harder. And it's like the harder I try, and the more it's just like the same thing over and over again. Like I was getting nowhere. It wasn't healthy for me, and it just it just wasn't great. It's like my former best friend is like, if I want to do things like on my own and stuff like that, he has to be with me with most of the stuff that I do on my own, but not like work or anything like that. But it was just like he just he just couldn't change. And yeah, he was like cocky as well, and like a jerk. And I can't be around people that are like a jerk and cocky. That just really like gets me ticked off. I just couldn't do it. But the moral of the story is, because I don't want to keep like boring you guys with my story and who I am. But I'm gonna say, like, y'all already know like who is Artrell Jones, but like from me, like, who is Artrell? Um, I'm a shy person, and I may not show it, but I am. Like, there's times I get nervous, like talking to you guys on camera, and it's kind of nervous, like when you talk in front of people, because I did do some you know wrestling shows, and there's at times I had to be the MC, the ring announcer, I should say. And yeah, I was nervous, but I was doing my best, like with the situation, and actually, I kind of like just go with the flow. That's mainly what it was. Um, I'm a shy person. I'm a nice person, and I can get along with everybody as long as they can like get along with me. I definitely can't be on YouTube. It takes balls to put yourself out there like that. Yeah, and I guess what I learned when you get older is like you have nothing to hide. Like if people want to get to know who you are, you just gotta put yourself out there, regardless of any judgment, or if people will change their minds about you, or they'll, or with the friends you have, you glow closer. So that's why I'm putting myself out there like an open book. I do this like every single day, just put myself out there in the open book. But either people accept it, and we grow more of our friendships and stuff like that, or you just like my ex best friend, and I just had to push you to the side. Um, but yeah, there was something I wanted to mention too. Besides the things that the main reason why you're on here, I will get to that in a minute. But it's like at times you had this clarity, and you know like one time at one point I did put myself out there to like a certain individual, then end up getting betrayed, and everything just end up getting turned on me. That was one of the reasons I'm having problems with some of the people in this state with the wrestling community, because when you try to do something good for yourself and trying to like you're on a mission, like you're trying to make like independent wrestling great for everybody in Wisconsin, instead of like this certain person trying to be like a dictator, and like you just want everybody to get along. But ever since like all the stuff in my personal life got out there, people like, okay, some people will deal with me and most people will not. They'll just stay away, or or they get the right. Okay, yeah, this person did this person did that, and I don't know. I did get some revenge out of it, thanks to my lady, and thanks to some people she knows. I did get some revenge out of it, but I guess it's just one of those things that it's just a few people that just want to go after just to end it. Not like end their life or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, like, make it look so bad on them that they quit their profession, their wrestling career or promoting career, anything like that. Um, but yeah, I still got the same mission that everybody in the wrestling business here in Wisconsin should all get along and work with each other and things like that, and at least try to help each other. But it's like certain people just stuck on the old ways, like with territories and stuff. Like, it just don't make sense anymore with territories. It really don't. That's back then. We're not like in like, was it like 60s and 70s and 80s that we trying to like own territories that we going to see this certain person if we go here, or we can see this certain person we go there. Yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to change. So it's just like, no. And I'm glad I'm doing like wrestling talk, although some of my interviews this week got postponed, and I ended up doing like 2 interviews this week. Y'all get a chance, you can check it out on here on YouTube, and also on the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com as well. Just look for wrestling talk. You'll find at least few of the interviews in there, and I know I got a lot that I got to work on next week, so I'm going to spend like most of the day tomorrow like setting the ones that I got to go with next week. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that, and I know like I really need to work on myself as well. So that's gonna be like one of my main focus to do that too. So the main reason y'all on here, because I do want to talk about mental health, and for those that's watching this like pre-recorded episode, y'all probably watching right now that it says on my on the Facebook group that it says unofficial A Beautiful Mind. I did this group like years ago, and try to like help people like myself, to get better with their mental illness or whatever that's wrong, like in the in their head or whatever. It's like you really want to like help people, and I think that's gonna be my mission to do that, because I really need to do that, because I think helping people will help me as well. So if y'all get a chance, look for unofficial A Beautiful Mind on Facebook, and if you got something to share, like how's your day, or like your mental health, or anything like that you want to share, all you gotta do just post it on there, and no judgment or anything like that. But a lot of people is just gonna ask questions, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But I don't think they're gonna ask questions enough to get you upset or anything like that. So y'all get a chance, check out on unofficial A Beautiful Mind. But also, I'm reading more into like mental health today. Like I know, I had issues, but I think there's more that I need to learn than anything. Like I said, mental health is a person's emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It's how a person thinks, feels, and behaves, and it affects their ability to function in a daily life, which it does. And like I said, I learn that more and more every day. But it's just like reading this, puts it all in perspective and more helpful. Like I said, what can impact mental health? Daily changes. Everyone's mental health in fluctuated from day to day, like with family history, is another that with genes and gene variants that can increase the likelihood, I'm sorry, of mental health conditions. Which I found out what was this like a few years ago that my auntie, my oldest auntie on my mom's side, was suffering from mental health, and I think majority of everybody on my father's side is dealing with mental health too. But I think they just got a good way of hiding it. Well, I think like my father too, because he's so much of a drinking and drugs, and it just shows. Um, Also, stress is another thing that can impact mental health. Mental health can impact how well someone handles stress. Whereas, some people have their good days, some people have their bad days. How can I maintain mental health? Self care. Self care can help maintain mental health and support recovery from mental illness. Um, I think my issue was I don't have time to do like self care, because I think one of my reasons is like I try to take care of everybody else and not myself, and that's one of the things I know that I got to work on to take care of myself and work on that. But it's like I want to help people too, but I just got to take it like one day that just one day really take care of myself. So that's one thing I need to work on. Exercise, regularly exercise can improve your mood and mental alertness. Yeah, that will help too. But like I said, with this WFSO, like doing this, trying to do like other events, try to provide for family too and stuff like that. Like I do my exercise every now and then, but I don't do it as much as I should. Which some things I do need to work on. Diet. A diet high in fruits and vegetables and low in processed sugars, fats can help. I know my doctor get on me and tell me that I need to lose weight and stuff, but I think it's really costing me my mental health as well. Trying to get into this you know perfect diet and things like that. That it's not helping me. That I need to try to go my own pace and I set my target weight and where I want to where I want to get to. But with me not trying to figure out like what certain foods that I should eat, because because I don't want to eat like stuff that like fatty foods or anything like that. Like I cut down on soda. Like I drink soda every now and then. And lately, I've been, drinking water, but I think the past few days I haven't been. And I know that's probably like an issue too for me not drinking water. Um, and plus, if you donating plasma, that you had to have like a certain amount of protein and had to do like certain sort of way that it'll be enough, that you don't clog your machine, or the machine will like go through as easy as 1, 2, 3, and you cannot eat certain foods, the day of, and also supposed to be somewhat the day before as well. And what I learned from this other plasma center before I start going back to my other one is like you need to eat within like 2 hours of you arriving there, and try to eat like right. So I'm trying lose weight, and I'm trying to get on the diet with for me to donate, and it getting so stressful for me. Like I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do it. Like trying to lose weight because the doctor says so. And trying to do this, because trying to donate plasma, and like trying to get money to like pay bills and stuff like that, it gets to me, and it's like, I guess like the mental part of me is like something got to give, but the other part of me is like, I just got to think of why I'm doing like donating plasma. Is not just about the money, but it's like helping people as well. And I'm all about helping people, and plus it'll be good things. I want help from people myself as well. But you know how the world is today, and people, on their own mind, they just need to really like focus on taking care of themselves before they can help people, which I understand. But if you okay and not struggling like everybody else is, it'll be a good conscience for you to like to help somebody. I don't know. I guess some people, and especially like wealthy people, don't see it that way, which kind of sucks. Okay, when do I seek help? If you or someone you know is experiencing distress or has difficulty with daily activities. Yeah. Also, if you're experiencing suicidal ideation, which I was today, if you are experiencing substance use, which no, I'm not into like substance abuse or anything like that, but I wouldn't say like my drinking wasn't it was like one of the things that cope my addiction. Well, drinking was my addiction. Then my other addiction, it has something to do with me like getting molested, and it's kind of sad that your addiction is because of what happened to you in your past by getting abused. Yeah, and I think I don't think I ever told my therapist that that I have, like, she knows about my drinking addiction, but she don't know about my other addiction, which is like I said, it's because the abuse that I suffer, and all the stuff that I'm dealing with. Like, my wife knows it too, but I think I'm still like struggling with it to this day at times. So that's why I try to keep myself busy. But yeah, I think I just need really help with with that addiction than anything. The alcohol addiction and stuff is like easy, or if you like end up like smoking a cigar and stuff like that, it don't. Some of that stuff do not get addictive, but just other thing that just like it kind of like defines me. Like that addiction is just too hard to quit. It's like the same thing like you trying to lose weight. It's like you can like easily quit it, but too hard try to like maintain to do it. It's just really that hard. Um, let's see if it was more about. Of course, you heard my wife just mention like with mental illness. Like October 10th is Mental Health Awareness Day, and you got made as Mental Health Awareness Month. And like it explains on here, like type of mental illness of anxiety disorders, which I do have, depression, and other mood disorders. I think there's some of them I have, like depression, but part of me think there's more than just some of the obvious ones. Which I don't know. I think I need to actually get like mentally checked once again one day. Then you got post traumatic stress disorder. That's
That's what I have.
yeah, PTSD. Um, that's possible for me because maybe like the reflection of my abuse that happens to me. I probably I probably have that, but I guess like the thing is like I guess it appears in my mind every now and then, but I don't think I think about it, like every single day or something like that.
Don't need to.
Um, Another one, substance use disorders. That's another thing, and I think that's what my couple of my aunts were suffering with too, like with substance abuse. But my aunt, my aunt got clean, but my oldest aunt, yeah, I think the pressure of her trying to like save the whole family and stuff like that. Uh, it got to her so much that she ended up ending her life as well. So it's a tough pill to swallow, and plus, I don't try to be all in the family business. It's like I'm just trying to be low, like trying to get the family, together. But I think it's ever since I started to do my own thing and just thought about myself before I was thinking about anybody else at that time. Although it cost me to get in trouble, but it's like part of me is just like when it came to the family at that time, it's just like I just gave up. I really just like gave up on some of my family and just just had to think about myself, and that's what I was doing like most of my life, was just thinking about myself. Because like with family wise, it seems like it just don't work because everybody has their own opinion about how things should go, or we got like troublesome cousins that they don't get into their behinds and be like, okay, this person shouldn't be doing what they doing, but you have like the aunt or uncle be like, okay, they're bringing me they're helping me with stuff and get what I need, like family wise. Like I don't care what they do as long as they help me. And it's like that's a bad thing to say and bad thing to think. That if you got some troublesome kids, whether they're grown or not, you still gotta be like part of their life. I'm not saying you expecting your significant other to take care of you when you get older and stuff like that, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if your kids be out in these streets and do whatever they want to do that gets them in trouble, and if they get in trouble like multiple times, you gotta say something. Not be like, okay, I gotta save them because they did this, they did that. Like at one point I got arrested at work because of a misunderstanding, and it was another misunderstanding that happened while I was on my way home from work too. But that's another subject for another time. But being at work, getting arrested, it wasn't not only it was embarrassing, but it was humiliating that these people didn't get the misunderstanding right when everything was sent, and they was at fault for losing it in the first place. So like over 24 hours later, ended up going to court, and they was like no, I think it was like 48 hours later because I think I was in jail for like 2 days. So the next day, the day that I was gonna get released, they was like, yeah, the paper was like the lawyer was saying, the paper was sent already. Then the prosecutor was just like, yep, we do have it. It is right here. I'm sorry that I missed it. So that got dismissed, and no, I ended up getting out. Like I think it was like about a few hours later that I got out, and that's just one of the things that's just part of life that that just get difficult. But if you guys end up needing help and don't want to go through like what I've been through with all my life and stuff like that, or if you still suffer with mental illness that you having like difficult times to get with, what's on here on the if y'all see it on the screen, said text home to 741-741 to reach to a trained crisis counselor through the crisis text line. And normally they have another number that you can call too. I think I forgot what number that is that you gotta call, but I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I know it's not 411, but I'm thinking it's got something. Is it like 211? I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, I think most of y'all, finally know, what's going on, like most of my life and things like that. Um, but one thing I'm gonna like mention before I'm off the air. I was supposed to do like a event on April 11th, but what I'm gonna do is, it's supposed to be a meet and greet, but I think I'm still gonna do it. But what I'm gonna do instead is make like some of the proceeds of, for the meet and greet will go to MAMI. That's National Alliance on Mental Illness. So like I like got contact with them, and I'm just I just contacted them before I end up doing this, and hopefully get the awareness out there with mental health. I know it's out there more than ever now, which is good. But around my time it wasn't like around until until they some of them start realizing it in like in the 2000s. But the other sad thing was, my family was, they was in denial about it, like, there's nothing wrong with me and things like that. And, at one point, it just made it seem like that. I ended up going to and saying, like, okay, try to act normal, but then I couldn't. It's just not right. Um, But yeah, I'm gonna give y'all more information on that within hopefully the next couple of weeks for this special event. We do have a sponsor for that, which is sponsoring us for now. WFSO. That's Mike and Robin Thompson. I appreciate y'all with the sponsorship if y'all watching. And and hoping changing this to like focus on people's like mental health will be like better than anything. But there is one point like next year like we're gonna do like something kind of like similar, but it's gonna go towards like Maddie's memory. So that information will be out in the upcoming months. And also check out Maddie's memory on Facebook. Also, check out Hazel Jones' page on channel I should say on YouTube for look what she's bringing in for like Maddie's memory and stuff, and like help the cause infant and baby loss. So you get a chance to check that out as well, and check out the website too, maddiesmemory.org or maddiesmemory.com for like information if you want to like help out with that situation, and like you want to volunteer or anything like that, you can get hold of that website. I'm gonna end it here, and I think I'll talk about most of what I think that people should know about me, and I'm actually glad I did this. If it only reached some of y'all, that's great, but hopefully it reached to like almost everybody, because I am gonna repost this again. And hopefully I'll put like this is a must watch. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna end it from here. Thank you guys that's watching on Twitch, and I think the other part just went offline, so I'm not even gonna mess with that. But please viewers on here, we have like live content going on like almost every day. Like this wasn't planned, and I know today I was supposed to be talking about the releases that have been going on for like the past 24 to 48 hours of wrestling. So I'm gonna save that for tomorrow's WFSO aftermath to talk about because it ain't gonna be that much to talk about. But tomorrow's Bucks game and that and being prepared for this coming Friday for Captain America: Brave New World. So and talking about that tomorrow as well. Um, but yeah, thank you guys on Twitch for follow us and please spread the love for the channel. And after you guys that hung with us on YouTube, I appreciate it. And like I said, we're trying to get to 500 at least by the end of the month, and hopefully we can get there with the subscribers. So please subscribe and thanks for the likes that I got so far, and spread the like on this one too if you appreciate it. And hopefully me explaining my story will be more helpful for you guys and helpful for like anybody that's like in like the field and like helping with mental health, that maybe they can actually they can talk to somebody that can really help them or find somebody to talk to before it end up being too late. Because nobody should not be thinking about suicide no more, although it's painful and it hurts to try to like not think about that, because sometimes like what your brain works is like sometimes the bad always outweighs the good at times, but it doesn't have to be that way. It's like you have to try to face it head on, try to like get help for it, and hopefully somebody that will get this message will get the help they need, and hopefully they can run into somebody that can help them, and also have them like actually get themselves like a better life, and hopefully they have like a better future and be successful in the future as well. So hopefully that'll be the case for somebody if they watching this, or somebody that normally will help out with people with mental illness, and just to show how severe it could really get. So I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, please like and subscribe on YouTube. We got over 2,400 videos, which most of the videos are anything like this, so it's not like this. So mainly wrestling topics, talk about the Milwaukee Bucks and any developments that's going on in Milwaukee, and just TV and movie news about comic books, like comic book stuff, like Marvel and DC. I know Ninja Turtles is a part of it too, which is like one of my favorites too, and I know I need to talk about that more. So, excuse me. Hopefully we do get that chance. Like I said, check out the website wrestlingfanspeakout.com for like wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com, I should say. Check them out for like upcoming events in the Midwest. Also photos that we took at with wrestlers, took at Bucks events and stuff as well. So guys, I appreciate you, and I hope this has reached out to people that needs help, and hopefully it reach out to you guys that need the help, and the ones that helping people as well. So until the next video, you guys have a good night. If you're watching on pre-recorded, have a good one, and we will see you guys later. But I should say, to make it better, see you soon.